Cliff has mentioned, my speech is on Team in Training, and Team in Training is a society that works with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. When I told Diane that I was going to do that speech, first thing she emailed me back says, "Do I need to bring my tissues?" So I'm going to make this positive. First thing I'd like to do is ask everyone, stand up if you've had cancer or have cancer. Keep standing. Keep standing. And also, that's what, if you have an immediate family member who have had cancer or have cancer. If you have a friend or colleague who's had cancer, everyone can sit down. There's more to it than that, but basically, pretty much, Team in Training, that's pretty much how they start off most of their speeches, and usually it's 50% of the room. So I'm pretty shocked there's 100% of the room, which is amazing. But again, to keep it on a positive note, that actually though, during this meeting, 17 people will be diagnosed with cancer or leukemia or lymphoma. So it is something that is in our society, something that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. The reason I got into it was basically, I actually have family members, things like that, but basically I've always liked to do marathons, train, race and run, because I like to eat. So try to control my weight. I have high blood pressure, I take medication, but if I exercise, it keeps it down, and if I work out, it keeps it down. And I probably mentioned another meeting, a birth defect, which also keeps my weight down so that I don't have any issues with my heart. So that's the reason why I said, so I'm going to do this on a regular basis, and why not join some type of society that's going to give me the opportunity to use this and do great things. And then, of course, I expand out the people that I'm going to meet, the individuals I'm going to meet. I get to meet more people who've been affected by other things, and it goes to a good cause. So what I'd like everyone to do is just think about that, and anything that you're doing, if you want to do something in your life that's going to leave a legacy, something that's going to actually make you feel better, make you get up every morning and have something to go after, something to do, to go with. But just to kind of talk about why I do it and what I've done is that I'm afraid of a bike. I've been biking, just as some of the things that can give you the side about riding a bike. I don't know if anyone here will rode a road bike. You clip in meaning you're actually, your pedals are actually stuck in the bike. So when you slow down at the light, you have to literally be ready to pop your feet out and not fall. And once you learn that, once you start, it's just a matter of time that you're gonna fall, because you're gonna be riding. You're gonna think, 10 years ago when you used to ride your mountain bike, you're gonna get to a light, you're gonna be, and you fall because your feet is stuck in the bike. Swimming is very difficult for anyone, unless you really love swimming, because then you gotta swim. You gotta flip back and forth, and learn around the breathing. And in most triathlons, the swim is either half a mile or a mile or 2.4 miles. And just think about that. That's a very long time to swim. But it's also very aerobic, very good for your heart, very good for everything else. And running, no matter what. I know Margie runs, a lot of people run. It hurts. Afterwards, you were in pain. People are in Epsom salt, they're taking ibuprofen, they're taking whatever. I don't know if the body was designed for that, but I guess how did we get around before? Maybe that's why there were horses and other animals and we've learned everything, but the body, and we'll probably even know the first marathon that was ever ran, and how it started was a guy who ran 26.2 miles and he dropped dead. And it became a habit. They start doing it every year, and that's where marathons actually came from. And I forgot what it was, something to do with the war or whatever. I'm not really sure, but he actually died. So kind of get back into the Leukemia Society. It's to help people. It was created in 1949. Out of that society came chemotherapy, stem cell research, and a lot of super drugs that are used. Bone marrow transplant. So the positive side of that is that many years, I'll say maybe you say the 50s, 14% survive. Now it's in 80%. So every year we're getting better and better. Kids survive a lot more than they did before. It's probably a 60% increase throughout society. It is something we don't know where it comes from. No one knows why or how people get cancer. Because You used to think many of it had something to do with smoke. No one really knows. We don't know if it's a food, we don't know if it's a processed food. But the society takes 70% of all the funds they raise and they put that back into that study so that we can learn more about why we get this, how we get it, and what we can do to prevent it. So when you see a kid or a person or anyone, you know, going through that, losing their hair, or just remember there is a way, there's societies you can join, there's other Relay for Life, there's many organizations you can be a part of that can help and you can contribute to. Also, those things will make you as an individual, again, stay in your controls to meet more people, to be able to infuse your life into other people, and also have use your terms of endearment to make sure that you're doing something great and that you can give someone a happy Valentine's, a great life, and some kid have a better opportunity in his life, or a parent that is going to be around for that son or that daughter as they go out through their lives. So I'd like to thank you all for listening to me and having a great life and a great Valentine. Thank you.
Our next introduction is from... Wait. Oh, sorry. I keep doing that. Bad girl.
Diane, excuse me, Madam Toastmaster. I know Jim isn't here. I would assume that for purposes of timing, it's a 5 to 7 minute speech?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Nancy Mandela is going to introduce Debbie Holgarten. There's been a slight change in your program.